Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Let's Play Paper Mario. We're gonna go through the intro the first time. Actually, this will really be the first time that we go through this at all, because I'll just pick up where we left off in the future. Because I'll be stopping at save points to make things simple, both for editing purposes and because I'm a little lazy. Now this is a nice intro. You can go through the game without seeing this intro, and nothing changes. But them explaining this to you, if you wait for it, is nice. It's not a bunch of, extra trailers that, you didn't see on TV or whatever. It's actually important to the game, which is something that's not really done anymore. But here the fourth ball is already broken. Bowser, with the power of Scotch tape, is stealing the Star Rod. Because that's how time travel works in a 2D world, or something. Bowser used flamethrower. It's super effective. Cut it out, Bowser! You're changing the story! God, that's my story, leave it alone! I'm very sorry. The Star Spirits are supposed to be on the cards, but the emulator has messed up a little bit. So, there will not be Star Spirits on cards, unfortunately. The wishes will not come true. Oh no! Paper Mario, trademarked! So I'm boring. So I'm sticking with the vanilla name. Plot twist! My name is actually Mario. And here we have Mario's lovely little house. Now, people who know Mario trivia will actually know that this is the house of Mario. Not just of Mario, whose name is actually Mario, but the house of Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi Mario. Because they are the Mario brothers. Oh my, sweets and entertainment. There was a little bit of skipping there. I apologize. Not going to lie, this is one of my favorite towns, like, in video games, because, like, it's small enough to actually feel like a town. But then the illusion is lost when the castle is kind of bigger than the town, which just makes me sad. On other playthroughs, I usually go through all the rooms that I can, but most of the rooms are locked anyway. I actually think the only place you can go in is the kitchen. And of course, being a celebrity is great because you just walk by everybody and nobody cares. Whee! I just realized something. This girl sent a letter on the day of the party and hoped that it would make it in time for Mario to show up. How far did he walk again to get to the castle? Speaking of castles, Bowser kidnapping Peach, you know, is nothing new. But Bowser kidnapping the castle with another castle? I was just impressed. Besides, how did he get his castle under there to begin with? Like, and it's a big castle, you know. It's the final level, and it legitimately takes some time to get through, you know. How did he build it? Or did it just magically appear? And now I'm realizing that Bowser now has the Star Rod. So I apologize because I totally forgot that Bowser is now on a god complex. Which brings me to my other point. Bowser does everything right in this game. Now to clarify, what I mean is that he successfully gets the Star Rod. He tries to beat up Mario. He does a pretty good job of it. Right here. By the way, I love the sarcasm. It's such a nice touch coming from Bowser. Cocky Peach is the best Peach. And see, here he's confident, but he's not overconfident. You know, Bowser did everything right. There wasn't any huge explaining of his plan where he's going to get the Star Rod. No, he comes in with the Star Rod ready in hand. He's ready to beat down on Mario, and he does it in spades. I mean, he's holding back at this beginning part because, you know, he wants to show, you know, how much stronger he is. But, I mean, I was impressed with this Bowser. Versus the Bowser in 64, for instance. The Bowser in Mario 64, his biggest mistake is that he leaves one of the doors open. One of the doors is open, and Mario steamrolls from there. He's able to get stars and unlock more doors. Bowser gives him a way to the castle. Here, Mario actually has to, you know, try. He has to try and get through all the challenges that Bowser puts up. And he puts up a lot of challenges. Obviously, he makes the classic villain mistake of trusting minions to do his dirty work instead of just coming down and blasting him into nothingness again. But then, you know, he wouldn't have a game. See, this is what he should have done. And every point where he gets reports of Mario kicking butt, it's like, I should stop this. I should stop this. I can fly down. I have a flying machine. This is not a problem. So much falling. There's a great deal of falling in this game. The perfect thing, though, about how Paper Mario breaks the fourth wall is that they never point out, like, flatly, pun intended, point out that everything is paper. They point at it, and they use it, and they show it off, but they never say, you know, I'm a 2D figure in a 3D world. They just never come right out and say it, which I think was a brilliant idea on their part. Story time. Way to be a downer. Mario gets saved by the Goombas. I thought I told Mario. I did tell Mario. Time for some hallucinations. I always forget that I have to go to the summit because usually I just breeze through that little speech bubble. So I'm like, okay, time to go to Koopa Fortress. Why can't I go to Koopa Fortress? Oh, that's right, I had to go talk to the shooting stars. Well, let's do that. Toads! Finally useful. Yes, because a village is made up of one toad and one family. Of course, there is a town with one resident. I wonder, Mario, maybe you're suffering a hallucination because you fell, you know, thousands of feet out of the sky. And away we go. Save blocks. Back when even saving was not something you could do all the time. He has to fix the gate in order for me to walk down the path. Because logic. Seems pretty fixed to me. Okay. Sweet. Let's go down on the road. I would be scared out of my mind if I heard that come out of nowhere. Woo! Safe. Oh, never mind. I was smart to come here and kill you? Destroy you? Nope. Just gonna check on you and make it a little tougher for you to get by. Now the game sets up Bowser very well, you know, they're very, you know, you stand no chance. Like, absolutely no chance. Just give up now. Why are you surprised? I never questioned how the Goombas are able to use a hammer, but on the other hand, I'm okay with it. There used to be a veranda here. Time to fall again. Paper falling. I love it. Did you fall too? No, I just teleported down here. He may be forgetful, but he's proving that fezzes are cool. Lum-de-dum-de-da. I have a pretty good idea of where the hammer is, but it's always good to get coins. There it is. I can do the hammer attack. Stop! Hammer time! For all of you Dr. Horrible fans out there, the hammer is my penis. I found Goombaria's dolly. Smack, 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 smack. Let's go on home. Oh man. I love Koopa Jr. We fight him a total of 6 times just because we set foot in his playground. There's literally no place nearby for him to live. It makes no sense where he came from. And he owns a playground, despite still being in a ship. Riveting stuff. Now it's serious. Hold on. He's powered up. He's coming for it. Oh no, 2 damage. It hurts. And he's down and out. The leveling system in this game, I absolutely love. Because you have to get 100 star points. That's just the thing. Rather than make it so that each enemy gives the same amount of experience points, and the amount of experience points you need keeps raising exponentially, they just decide, you know what? Weaker enemies no longer give you star points. That's all there is to it. You know, so grinding almost doesn't exist because you can't stay in one spot forever. You have to continue. You know, there's a max level for each area. And yes, there's areas you can find to raise your level artificially, but I mean, there's no need in this game. You know, when it comes to straightforward RPGs, they tell you that leveling is important. But ultimately, you know, you just go on and go about your business. Boom! Bum, 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 bum. No, no, no. Smackety! The battles are actually really great because they encourage you to think about who you're fighting. For instance, we will be fighting bombs in the future, and if you use fire on a bomb, it'll just explode. You won't have to fight the bomb. You won't have to completely, you know, take down all of its health. You just have to do enough. You just have to do some fire damage, and it'll just blow up and be done with. Which I think is a really nice touch. But of course, I think a lot of things about this game are just a really nice touch because I absolutely love this game. Even this beginning part. If you watched episode 0, you mentioned me talking. You heard me mention about the interactiveness of the fight style of the game. That unfortunately doesn't come in until the latter end of the prologue, which sucks, just to put it bluntly. Because all of these fights that you go through, there's an element of strategy, just a slight one. You know, you shouldn't jump on the spiked Goomba, you should jump on the Paragoomba. But other than that, there's practically nothing. There's no timing involved with your jumps or your hammer, so there's no, you know, maybe I should stick with the hammer attack because it's much easier to pull off than the jump attack. And you will see why when we get to that point. Children worried about their grandpa. It's adorable. Woo! I'm getting a present for saving Goomba. I totally should have said no. But I like getting the star piece. And the kiss is hilarious. Because that's the only time that happens in the entire game. When being hard-headed is good. Especially when most of everything is, you know, your head. I don't understand your newfangled talk. What's happening? Woo! Power jump. If any of you really wanted to learn how to put on a badge, believe me, I will be doing it many times. Flower power. It's manly. I have no say in this. I just have a Goomba in my party. Now, I love Goombario, I really do, but unfortunately, he's completely useless. It's just an unfortunate fact about him. Like, Tattle is a hugely useful move until you get Peekaboo. But until that point, you know, there's, you know, I mean, but once you get to that point, I mean, you know, you really don't need him because you can, like, the game teaches you to think outside the box when you're fighting your enemies. So you don't need him really to tell him all the little tips and tricks. You can kind of just figure it out. You know, do a quick save. And we're on our way. Problem solved. I wish there were more enemies that just came out of nowhere like that were pasted on notices and just kind of came off and were like, ah, I'm attacking you! Now, Goombario is useful, don't get me wrong. Especially Tattle, because all you have to do is Tattle on one enemy, and then any other enemy you encounter, you have the information on them. And so you get to see what their max health is, what their current health is, and I think you can look up the information on any tips or tricks. But, I mean, a lot of the enemies are pretty basic. Like, they're interesting, they're varied, and, you know, some of them, you know, threw me for a loop. Even on, you know, my nth time playing the game, I would come across the enemy and be like, oh, this guy's probably gonna throw me for a loop. Yep, he threw me for a loop. I mean, that's just the game. Getting a mushroom from a Goomba. Here it comes. I would like to say that First Strike is really, you know, unique, but ultimately it's not, so I'm not gonna be all like, oh my god, First Strike is the best thing ever. I mean, I love First Strike. And I love the fact that it can happen to you. You know, the world just teaches you, hey, watch out. They can hit you, and you can hit them. Smackety. Always, if possible, get rid of spiked Goombas, because they deal 2 damage instead of 1. Bonk. I do apologize for the game being repetitive. Once the game picks up speed, there will be times when I will be messing up, and there will be times when I will, you know, be pulling off really cool moves. And there may even be some close times. Like, I won't be playing this game to perfection. I'll be playing this game like I would usually play it, which, you know, means kind of just charging through it. Which means there may be times where, you know, I make a mistake, and I come close to dying. And you just roll the dice and see what happens. Bonk. I will try to make this run as complete and extensive as possible. What I mean by that is, you know, I won't try to miss secrets. I'll try to get most, if not all, the badges. What this also means is that I may be doing a lot of side questing. Which means checking all my backgrounds and stuff like that. I won't go for complete, you know, 100% completion, you know. When it comes to finding the recipes, there comes a point when you can cook in this game. When it gets to that point, I'm not gonna worry about finding out everything, because, I mean, permutations just are lame, in my opinion, because there's just so many items in this game and so many things you can find. It's not worth the hassle. I totally thought these guys were going to be scary the first time I fought against them, but then once I realized they were just Goombas with more health, I was like, oh, well, that's disappointing. but I always love making them cry about each other. I think one of my favorite things about this game is how powerful one damage is. You know, most RPGs nowadays, you know, you're really used to everyone dealing, I mean, heck, even Civilization. Civilization used to be that everything had 10 health, but then they changed it to 100, so that way when you had battles, you could have increments of damage. You know, where if one person was actually dealing 4.5 damage in the base game, you know, they would translate that to 45 damage in the expansion. But Mario kept it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they don't have any percentage increases. Everything just increases by 1 or 2. But an increase in 1 or 2 is huge in this game. It's absolutely, you know, monumental. There's badges that increases your attack power by 1. And if you get this badge, it costs 6 badge power to equip. If you notice, when I put on the power jump badge, it took 1 badge point to put on the badge, and it gives me an ability. You can upgrade badge points. That's a thing. So when you upgrade badge points, you're saying, you know, I want to be able to put on more badges, more varied badges. You know, I want to be able to, you know, accessorize Mario, to turn Mario into different things using badges. Which is totally your option. So, a lot of badges sit around 3 badge points, 2 badge points. Some of the bigger ones are 4 badge points or 5 badge points. But then most of the ones that increase stats or do some crazy thing are 6 or 7 badge points. That's 2 or 3 levels worth for a badge, which is huge. Like, the game tells you, holy crap, this +1 to your damage or this +1 to your defense is going to completely change and wreck, you know, how you dish out your damage, because it's +1 to everything. You know, +1 to your hammer, +1 to your jump, and +1 not to star powers, but to any of your special attacks. And anyway, I'm going to talk about this battle right here, because it is very subtle what this battle does. So, if you notice, when we go up to King Goomba's castle, there's a point where the door closes and leaves fall from this tree in the background. Now you may think that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. What does leaves falling from a tree have to do with anything that's important to the battle or anything at all? I think it's very important, because what happens is attention is brought to this tree. In all the other battles that we had just been in, nothing was interactable other than the enemies. We could see that you could select different enemies, but there was nothing saying, you know, that the background interacted with the fight at all. So here's another great example where the fourth wall already starts breaking. You know, the tree in the background is usable in your fight. And it's not so much that every environment is always going to have something interactable with it, but that you should keep in mind that the environment is an important part of what you're playing. Especially when it comes to boss fights. I mean, calling King Goomba boss fight is kind of a, you know, insulting other bosses, but I mean, what are you gonna do? This prologue is also a great tutorial because it shows you what the pacing of the game is going to be like. There's going to be enemies, and there's going to be a rest. There's going to be more enemies, and there's going to be another rest. And there's going to be a lot of enemies, and there might be a mini-boss. Then you're probably going to be fighting a boss fight. And that's really how most of this game goes. You know, it peaks and valleys. And it does it very well. So, just to warn you guys, we are going to go through this segment where we see what's going on back at Bowser headquarters, and we're going to get an idea of what Princess Peach is going through. After that, I will end episode 1, and we will then take a break and go on to the next part, where we shall go to Shooting Star Summit, talk to Eldstar, who was the star who first talked to us back at the Toad House. As the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, the Koopa Bros. In episode 2, I think we're gonna get to the Koopa Fortress. And then in episode 3, we'll actually go through the whole Koopa Fortress and beat up these guys. It's good. Oh, never mind. I am totally forgetting this game. We have not actually encountered Princess Peach yet. So in that case, let's keep the episode going on just a little bit longer. We'll get to Shooting Star Summit and call it quits there. Woo! Let's see where this takes us. Whee! A treasure chest. Ooh, I forgot to put that on. These two badges are much more useful than Hammer Throw. Hammer Throw is nice, but I feel it's easier to just sequentially take your enemies out than to use Flower Power just to use a hammer attack. We have to save Her Highness. There's the shop. There's the dojo. We'll be visiting that later. Merlin's house. The house with the spinning roof. The post office. The Toad House. What odd little toads. Let's heal up before we head to Shooting Star Summit. I'm probably at full health. This happens to me a lot. I will just, you know, heal just in case. It only takes 2 seconds. If anyone here watching has played Majora's Mask, then you know that DQ spinning is actually faster than just walking. And actually, let's take a quick look at how many star pieces I have. I only have 3. There are badges that you can get by trading in star points, and there's a very useful one at 10. we will definitely pick up. So, I won't be collecting every star piece. I do believe that there are a finite number of them. Once again, going semi for completion, but not full completion. Bowser got straight up ignored by these people. We need to do this, but we need you to help us. They had ping issues. Snipple. If only someone could help me. Hey, it's Bowser! We're so high above the sky. Peach just has this stupid ass smile on her face. I can't breathe out here, let me in! They should have totally said Peach to meet you. Of course, I can't even say it myself. Oh, poor Twink. Oh, the lucky star. My absolute favorite. Puts a whole new spin on Wish Upon a Star, doesn't it? Or maybe the exact same spin. Alright. So I keep putting off the end of this episode. We're gonna get the Lucky Star, and then we'll end it. Because then I'll be able to get to a save point. Oh wait, I know you! My favorite item. Now I can do action commands. Nope. I don't have to explain. Awesome. Womp womp. Magic Koopa. This dude's got a hard-on for Kammy Koopa. Alright, let's do this. Boom! 4 damage. This is what I'm talking about. See, this is the interactiveness. Now, I can both block and deal more damage. And I messed that one up. That's the other good thing about the Lucky Star. Now you guys get to see me mess up. Aw, man, no drops. How forgetful. She's so lonely. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. I'm going to save this game, and that will be our stopping point. I will then pick up where we left off, and we will head down to episode 2, where we will get our butt over to the Koopa Fortress. That's where we'll take another break, and we'll just do the Koopa Fortress in one big run. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Let's Play Paper Mario.